Hi, I'm Alfonso Cuadra, and this is Success by Design. Today, I am with Benny Ordonez, brand strategist for high impact media. He knows all about branding. He's going to teach us today about what it is, what makes a brand. Benny, good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Alfonso. It really is a pleasure to be here and talk to something about I'm very passionate about. Very passionate about branding. And let's start with what is a brand. And simply we can say it's a symbol. It's something that's design, a term, or a name.
So, what is branding? So we talked about brand. What's a brand? What is branding?
Branding is simply the position. So we have a product, we have a service, we have a good. Now, what is that position that it will take in the mind of the customer? Right. So we can talk about something that's very elite, rare, or high in demand. So most likely it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
But if something is easy to get your hands on, not unique, everyone has it, it's most likely not that expensive.
Yeah.
Quantity versus quality. Simply is that.
Yeah. Like you were talking before, a Lindor versus a Kit Kat.
Right. A Kit Kat, we find them everywhere. But you're probably going to pay $3 to $2 more for a Lindor.
Dodge, Mercedes-Benz.
That's it.
So for people out there, we have a lot of entrepreneurs that watch this show, a lot of people are starting out, or people already evolved in their company. What makes for good branding?
I always say branding has to be the number one thing you focus on. When you're building a company, when you're building an organization, the first thing you should focus on is branding. Because it's the cornerstone of where, when you grow, your company can come back to and know your values in the start. And that's what's helped a lot of big brands as they've grown over the years to keep that cornerstone. So simply, I always put it down to 4 pillars.
Okay.
It's understanding the brand. So first is understand. If your customers can understand what your vision and your mission is about, you've already achieved one.
Yeah. So a lot of companies do. They communicate, and their customers clearly know what their brand is about.
Correct. And when it's so clear, we know when we're purchasing, we're looking at that product, which is then the brand. We know what it's about. Then we can value it because we see the value, right? So understand, seeing the value of it, and now we care for it. Now when we see a price tag or something, we say, I understand the value.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the second step. The third would be identify. Yeah. So if I can identify with this brand, not only do I understand value, but now identify by engaging through it, either social media, contests, events, campaigns, just any way I can engage with the brand, then it's experience, right? So if I'm drinking a Pepsi, it's refreshing. If I'm McDonald's, I'm loving it. Yeah. You understand? So those are how those companies have created brand experience, and they can identify with it in many different channels.
There's so many brands out there, like they're part of our language, like Kleenex or Googling it, or, the big Apple phenomena.
That's exactly it. Very good. When we think search, we think Google. It's the new verb, when we think give me a tissue, it's give me a Kleenex. That is branding at its next level, at its finest, right? When you take your own company identity and make it the verb of to do, to go for it, to take action in that's branding at its finest. Now, good point, because the last pillar is ownership. Yeah. The ownership, if the customer understands, values, and identifies with this brand, now they take ownership, and they're basically free marketing for you. Yeah.
They own it.
They're your cheerleaders.
Yeah. Right? They'll stand for your brand.
Correct. And it's simply to say, it's always, Android first, iPhone, and BlackBerry. Yeah. Hopefully, sadly, BlackBerry their brand is on a turn, which we can't stop. I don't know what they're gonna do, and I hope the brand strategists at BlackBerry figure it out. But honestly, with Android and iPhone, everybody's always battling. You have an iPhone, I have an Android. What is this? What is that? Because people take ownership of those brands. Yeah. And Apple, like you say, has done such a great job with Steve Jobs creating a product so elite that everybody when you have it, you're looked upon different. Yeah. Right.
So, what's the difference? Because sometimes there's people we talk about personal branding and we talk about a branding of a company. So maybe you can make it clear what is the difference between branding a company and personal branding.
Essentially, they're both businesses. Okay. So the only difference is there's tons of more people involved in decision making and in the product creation when it's a company.
Yeah.
When it's a personal brand, it's a person.
Yeah.
And their vision.
Yeah.
And their goal. And they're taking their name and making it into a bigger brand.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
If we talk Tony Robbins, we're thinking motivation.
Yeah.
We're thinking he's the why guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he walks in there, it's electric.
Yeah.
Because it's him bringing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Donald Trump.
There we go. You're fired.
Yeah.
You know?
Oprah Winfrey. Yeah. Those are personal brands.
Those are personal brands that have been monetized.
Yeah.
Because when you think about them, you want their product because you know what they stand for.
Yeah.
It's not too different than a company, but when a company, it's bureaucracy.
Yeah.
You know, we have vice presidents, we have CEOs. People take more decision to making the product and what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right. So, I believe branding comes down to even if you're not a business. I think a personal brand, you have to take care of it.
It's important.
It's very important because again, it's your reputation.
Yeah.
So me and you and everybody there watching, we all have personal brands. We are all known one way.
Yeah.
And you really got to watch for and be, not to seem to be what you are, but actually be.
Live it.
Live it.
Yeah.
Live it to its fullest as well.
Yeah. So right now there's probably people, trying to take notes. They want to know about branding, but how can they get a hold of you?
Simply you can go on the High Impact Media website, highimpact.com, highimpactmedia.com. And you can find us there. You can find me, Benny, and you can also email me at benny@highimpactmedia.com.
Benny, I want to thank you. You taught us a lot about branding. And next time I look at a brand, I'm going to think differently. So thank you for coming on the show. And for anybody out there that wants to be on the Success by Design show, you can email us at info@successbydesignshow.com. That's info@successbydesignshow.com.